Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we'll be doing the off-season preview for the Dallas Mavericks in the year 2026. So before we continue, I want to hear you guys' thoughts. What do you think the Dallas Mavericks are going to do? What is your thoughts, expectations, anything in between? Let me hear them. Hit that like and subscribe button. It'll mean a ton as we are trying to get the 20,000 subscribers, and I can't get there without your guys' help. So, with all that being said, the Dallas Mavericks, they went 26-56. They traded Anthony Davis. They have Kyrie waiting on the shelf. Their draft pick right now is either the 7th or 8th. They have a 6.7% shot at winning the number 1 pick again. And they also have a 47th overall pick in the second round. Now, a drawing will break the lottery tie with New Orleans, and that hasn't been announced yet. Their free agents, unrestricted, are Marvin Bagley III, Chris Middleton, Dwight Powell, finally, Brandon Williams. Restricted free agent, two-way Musa Cisse, and team option for Ryan Nembhard, which will definitely be picked up. Obviously, a lot has changed since Dallas traded Luka Dončić for Anthony Davis ahead of the 2025 NBA trade deadline. Former general manager Nico Harrison, the man responsible for the trade, was fired in November. Anthony Davis moved to the Washington Wizards 4 months later in a deal designed to fully reset the franchise around number 1 pick Cooper Flagg, who has been just as advertised, if not better. This offseason, they need a point guard. Dallas adds a lottery pick, whether it's in the top 10 or in the back end, and have a great core of Max Christie, Dereck Lively, PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, and a plethora of other players around Cooper Flagg. And they have the financial flexibility to add more. Now, Naji Marshall, someone I think they need to keep, but Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington are a few players that maybe they could even flip for assets and bring in other young guys and build a youth movement with Cooper. So, to me, it's interesting also. They have 2 co-interim general managers in Michael Finley and Matt Riccardi. This is a roster that has an unbelievable player in Cooper Flagg, and they have to just have the right pieces around him to fully unlock the team. Will Mike Finley and Matt Riccardi make the right roster decisions? Since November, owner Patrick Dumont has placed both in dual roles running basketball operations. Finley and Matt Riccardi played major roles in orchestrating the Davis trade to Washington that returned 5 draft picks. I know that Michael Finley has been more of the front-facing guy, while Matt Riccardi has been the behind-the-scenes guy from everything I've gathered. Dallas would have a very bleak financial future if they had kept Anthony Davis. No longer are they an apron team this coming year. Dallas has a clean cap sheet. While their cap space isn't like, oh, they could go out and get anybody, they do have the ability to use the non-tax payer mid-level exception and the biannual exceptions and take back some salary in trades, including both June first-round picks, and they have a projected $38 million below the tax, $45 million under the first. They'll have until June 29th to exercise the option on Ryan Nembhard, which they will on his contract, to start. In the June draft, they need to get a guard, either Darius Acuff, Michael Brown, Kingston Flemings. I would say that, yeah, those 3 are like the ones that I think are, LeBaron Philon. I would say any of those 4 I would be pretty content if you were able to bring one of those guys in the lottery, because I think they'll probably all go lottery. So if they end up being the back end of the lottery and there's a run on the guards, I think trading up would be good. Now, Cooper Flagg averaged 20 points per game, becoming the second teenager in NBA history with 27 games of 15 points or more, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists or more in a season. After 2026, the Mavericks don't control their first round pick until 2031. This year is crucial as it allows them to add a complementary building block next to Cooper Flagg. Dallas has not had consecutive lottery picks since taking Dennis Smith Jr. in 2017 and then Luka Dončić in 2018. Now, if I'm Dallas, people are going to be like, well, we have Kyrie. You got to figure out if Kyrie wants to be there, which seems like he could be. And second, could someone end up paying you handsomely for him? He re-signed with the Mavericks, and he missed all of the year with the torn ACL. Davis is gone. The team's younger. Given that the Mavericks posted the 6th worst record in clutch games, 16-28, he has no incentive, or the team had no incentive to bottom out due to their pick situation, and they need a high-level playmaker, and that should be the answer, in my opinion, right now, to get that. Even though Kyrie has 2 years left on his deal, I just feel like they should capitalize on trading him and then move Klay Thompson, Gafford. Klay Thompson is an expiring $17.4 million contract. He shot 43% from 3 after the All-Star break this year. Gafford signed a 3-year extension in the offseason, started 44 games this year, but battled injuries. I think one of the things that Dallas has is a lot of, like, not old players, but players in their prime, like PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford. Washington averaged, almost 20 points, and 9.4 rebounds in 3 games as a center. So the reason I bring that up is they're a team that when they went small, they were kind of electric. And I think maybe keeping PJ and finding players who can do that better or for longer spells could work out well. Dereck Lively, Max Christie, Naji Marshall are all extension eligible. Lively eligible through the last day of the offseason, impacts the game as a lob threat, is a defender, but has yet to play more than 55 games in any of his 3 seasons. Given his durability issues, having underwent season-ending foot surgery in December, Dallas should include injury protection in any new deal. The Mavericks defense is nearly 10 points per 100 possessions better with Lively on the court. Max Christie has 2 more years on his deal, 8.3 and 8.9, and his salary falls below the estimated average player salary. His maximum extension, as we mentioned earlier, is almost $93 million. So if he does sign one, he would have his 2027 to 28 salary replaced with the first year average annual value the following season. So to me, I think he's someone that 23 years old, shot 40% from 3, 43.9% for the field, 12 points. He's a solid player. Then Naji Marshall, we all know how good he is. 2nd consecutive season, 4th overall. Marshall plays more than 65 games. He averaged a career high in scoring, shot 53% from the mid-range, which was in the 89th percentile, according to Cleaning the Glass. And he has a expiring salary next year of 9.4 and is extension eligible. So with Klay Thompson, Caleb Martin, Dwight Powell, Chris Middleton all also being extension eligible, but I don't think any of them will sign. With Kyrie Irving returning next year, they either need to trade him or find his point guard of the future / a backup to help him and Ryan Nembhard out, and maybe bring in another big, maybe a stretch 3-and-D big, so to help the team out. The Mavericks hold 8 total first-round picks and 4 tradable first-rounders over the next 7 years, but due to prior trades, Dallas does not control its own first-rounder until 2031. They do have a 2039 unprotected pick from the Lakers and a 2030 top 20 protected pick from Golden State. So that one's another one that's definitely going to be interesting what they do. As long as they can bring in a ball handler, I think everything's going to be fine there, in my opinion. What do you guys think and why? Let me know. But, yeah, the Dallas Mavericks. LeBaron Philon, Darius Acuff, Michael Brown, and Kingston Flemings whoever of those guys are available. Obviously, Darius Acuff should be first, then Flemings. But yeah,